Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Sean, sometimes known as the Beast, amongst other things, and I've finally got round to do a black metal CD update. A few weeks ago somebody said I didn't show many CDs. I think, to be honest, since then that's all I have shown, but as with all these black metal type of update things, if any of these bands are sketchy, and I'm sure there's a couple that are, their beliefs belong to them, their ideals and such like. Doesn't interest me in the slightest. If they play music that I enjoy, that's all that matters. I'm not going to come on here and start preaching whatever nonsense and bullshit bollocks what they do. It's not my thing. So we'll get cracked on. So this should have been done probably 2, maybe even 3 weeks ago. But in a way I'm glad, because there's a couple of these I've spent a lot more time with now, and not changed my opinion, but sort of strengthened my opinion possibly. So let's get cracked on. First up is a gentleman. If you're a fan of black metal and you're in the VC, then I'll be surprised if you don't know this guy. This is the one-man project Inebriated Winds. And the gentleman in question is Mattox Deep Shadows. Matt's knowledge of black metal is absolutely ridiculous. This is his project, and it gives a really interesting insight into his persona, as it were. There's the disc. I'm going to try my hardest not to get it to glare everywhere. There's the rear of it. This is 4 tracks, quite imaginatively titled Demo 1, and this is by no means the greatest demo I've ever heard, but Matt did say he was aiming to release something that he was happy with, that he had done for himself. It wasn't, you know, he wasn't doing it for plaudits or anything like that. This is raw, lo-fi, visceral black metal. I say it's got flaws, it's got mistakes, but I think the biggest compliment I can pay it is this is an honest release. I was chatting with somebody online a few weeks ago, and they actually said that the reason they liked black metal over any other genre was it was the purest form of metal. And I sort of understand where they're coming from. You know, there's no elaborate production or clever techniques. And the more I've listened to the raw side of black metal, the more I understand that sentiment. Now, full disclosure, I prefer listening to black metal like this through my headphones, purely because you maybe miss something, just something small, and I probably listen to it more intently than I would if I put a death metal record on, or if I put a thrash metal record on. This is out on Fomorian Productions, sorry, I should have mentioned. When it came, I don't even know if the camera will focus on this, to be honest, but we'll try. There's a pin badge from Inebriated Winds as well. Yeah, this is a really good insight into where Matt is at this moment, and if it's the only thing he does, I'm really happy to have a copy. Hopefully he'll expand on this, and you know, his next release might be better. Like I say, it's not flawless, it's not perfect in any way, but it's an honest release that is really good. And again, the more time I've spent with it, then the better it seems to become. So that is Inebriated Winds Demo 1, and that came out this year on Fomorian Productions. And talking of Fomorian Productions, when I initially sent for that, I was sent the wrong CD by mistake. got in touch with them, cleared it up, not a message, no problem, free of charge. So originally I received this one. This is Warhammer 666, another Aussie black metal project, now residing in the US of A, and flogging his wares out there. Now this is, if you go onto Encyclopedia Metallum, it is listed as RIUYA-YPC. This came out last year. It's an EP. The reason it's sort of known under that moniker is the actual title is Ram It Up Your Arse, You Fuffed a Cunt. So obviously that's not going to go down too well with the nice people of the world. Probably take quite a bit of offence at it. Personally, I couldn't give a flying fuck. But so I can't get the case on. So that's the actual disc, and that is the back of it. Now with Warhammer 666, what you get is unadulterated, filthy, horrible black metal, but there's only Warhammer 666 that can do it like this. This is absolutely superb. I absolutely love this. It's got all the traits of normal black metal, but then it's got an added nastiness. The vocals are just fucking demented, from this high screeching, from the almost death metal type gutturals in parts. There's I wouldn't say a groove as such, but there's like a flow throughout. It's second to none. I absolutely love this. It's fucking wonderful. So considering it was sent in error, it's one of those mistakes that you think, yeah, I can live with that type of mistake. My only complaint about this and all the other gear that he's put out is it's very, very limited, which I understand, and it's a bastard to get hold of over here because the postage is just, sometimes you think, ooh, you know, you're paying twice as much for postage as you are for the actual product. But hey ho, again, this is just absolutely stupendous, raw, nasty black metal, done really, really well. So that's Warhammer and the RIUYA-YPC EP from 2024, again out on Fomorian Productions. When that came, actually, there was quite a few people have shown this, like the sampler from Fomorian Productions, and I haven't actually listened to this yet, but when you see the bands that's on it, you know it's going to be good. We've got bands like Modern Red, Infuriator, Warhammer 666, Inebriated Winds, Infidel Reich, Asheron, you know, so I haven't actually spanned this yet because I've been that busy listening to other shit. But yeah, so get over to Fomorian Productions and see what other treats they've got in store. Well worth your time. Right, next up is one I picked up recently in the local record shop I use. Saw it, liked the cover, liked the name, heard of the name, didn't know anything about him. This is Goatlord, and this is their collaboration called The Last Sodomy of Mary. This came out in 2007 on Nuclear War Now Productions. These gentlemen from the US, and what this is basically, it's sort of a collection of rehearsals, a couple of like demo tracks, a couple of live recordings. It sounds like it's maybe been put out on a radio broadcast, or you know, a podcast or something like that. Again, it's not, by no means is this a flawless record. You know, you don't necessarily need it in your collection, and if you're not a fan of the raw side of black metal, I can't imagine this to change your mind. But I say it was a blind buy in the respect of I didn't actually own anything by him, but I'd heard the name and I thought, yeah, we'll give it a go, and it's really, really good. It's like I said, it's not you must buy this type thing, but it's quite like an interesting snapshot of where the guys were at the time. There's a couple of instrumentals which sort of shows you how they structure the songs before they put the lyrics on it and the vocals or whatever. Yeah, I say it's not brilliant, you know. It's not trying to reinvent the wheel or anything like that. But I'm pleased to have it to the collection. It's a decent little addition to the black metal fold. So that's Goatlord and The Last Sodomy of Mary from 2007. Next one is one I can't pronounce, but I'll try. It's Vritrahn-Werwolf, and it's their self-titled release from 2021. This is a debut full length. This is out on Werewolf Records. These two gentlemen are from Finland, and apparently they're pretty well known in Finland through their other works. I'm assuming in other bands. Again, this was bought purely because of the cover. This is more of what you would expect, like what you would think of as traditional black metal. But what they've done on this is they've sort of, each track is, the constant throughout is the vocals, very harsh and as you'd expect. But the music on this is quite sort of changes as it's going along. You know, the songs aren't, it's not formulaic or anything like that. It's sort of, these are the 6 or 7 different styles of black metal that's coming out of Finland. We're going to do our take on each individual style that comes under the black metal umbrella, and this is really, really good. And again, I picked this up in the local record shop I use, and it was less than £1, so I was more than happy to grab it. Really, really good, well worth listening. I will try and leave links to all of these in the description below. Yeah, it's raw. It's got that finished like sound to it. But like I said, the music does vary from song to song. Not drastically. You know, you're not going from raw lo-fi black metal to super polished symphonic Dimmy Borgir type shade. It's just a solid release that, yeah, I wonder where they're going to go next, if they do any further projects or whatever. I'm not so sure, but it's well worth giving a spin. So that is, if I can say it again, Vritrahn-Werwolf. That's the name of the two gents apparently. So they haven't put a lot of thought into the name of the title, but yeah, decent release out on Werewolf Records from 2021. Now, the last one for this little update is, these are the type of bands that, you know, they do like, they're classed as naughty and sketchy. This is Goatmoon yet again, and Ride for Revenge. This is a split between the two projects. We actually get 4 tracks from Goatmoon, then 3 tracks from Ride for Revenge, and then a further 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tracks from them both. Now you can see by the iconography and such like, it's what you sort of expect. But musically, this is really, really good. This is an absolute belter of a release. Again, I know people hear the name Goatmoon and instantly switch off, and to be honest, if you do, then you're probably missing out on some really good black metal. The title, sorry I forgot to say that, is In the Spirit of Ultimate Sacrifice. This was out in 2008 originally. This is the reissue on Bestial Burst. And again, it's that Finnish sound that you associate with Goatmoon, that you associate with Ride for Revenge, and it's just a really, really good, solid black metal release. Forget the iconography, forget the politics and such like, and just indulge yourself in some really, really good quality, aggressive black metal. So that's it for this one. I say I've been planning on doing this for a while, and with the things I've got in the way, I've just got in the new Drowned in the Light 5 album box set, and I was going to show that today, but to be honest, I've spanned disc 1 about 8 or 9 times, and I think it deserves to be a standalone video going through the full lot. It's absolutely, disc 1 is just incredible. So that might be the next one. I've picked a few bits and bobs up at a record fair, and there's another one coming up at the weekend, so that could always be interesting and expensive. A few more new subscribers, so once again thank you very much for taking an interest. Hopefully you keep coming back and finding something that entertains you. Any of these bands that you heard or that you know about, or anything similar to them you think I might be interested in, pop down in the comments. Interactions are always the best part of it. Hopefully I'll be back a week or so with a new. I can't see it being the Drowned in the Light one, to be honest, because I think they deserve a lot more time before I start waffling chat about them. So it might be the see what we pick up at the record fair type thing. Look after one another. Enjoy whatever music you're listening to. Enjoy whatever genre of music you're listening to. Forget about politics and shit like that. Listen to metal, bang your head, pull a riff face, and as always, until next time, cheers!